Hey, you know what it is? This is Joker News speaking. Hit that like and subscribe. Let's jump right into it. So, Yo Gotti having a shooting at a concert in Alabama. Yes, shooting at a concert at one of his concerts in Alabama. A Yo Gotti concert in Mobile Sunday morning ended with 3 women injured, according to police officials. The concert was being held at the grounds in Mobile and featured performances by Gotti, Rich Homie, Quan, and more. Doors for the concert opened at 9 p.m. Saturday, but the shots didn't ring out until around 1 a.m. Sunday. And why is that? Why the doors they open up at 9, but then why don't the shots ring out until 1? Like, why is it at 1 a.m.? What's the reason for that? You know what I mean? Um, According to police, though, a gunshot was fired inside of the fairgrounds auditorium, which hit a woman in her upper back, and that's devastating. I feel for that woman. I hope she makes it, and I hope everything's going good with her, because God help her. That's terrible. That woman was taken to a local hospital with a non-life threatening injury, according to police, which is good. And as the crowd fled following the gunshot, 2 other women were injured. Those women were taken to another hospital with minor injuries. Mobile police have an arrest warrant for the individual who discharged the firearm, but the person has not yet been identified yet. In an email statement from T. Joshua Woods, executive director of the grounds, said that its company policy was not to comment on the ongoing investigations, but did thank the security staff for helping out during the incident. It is the policy of the grounds to not specifically comment on any incident where an investigation is ongoing, Woods said in the statement. However, we would like to take a moment to thank our security staff for immediately stepping up to the plate to ensure guests were safe and the incident was managed appropriately. Mobile police continue to investigate the incident as we speak, and it's only a matter of time just to see what that brings too. And right after that, mobile police had 4 assaults that were reported throughout the day on Sunday between the hours of 1 a.m. and 7:30 p.m., according to officials with the Mobile Police Department. On Sunday, at the grounds of 1 a.m., police were called to the Greater Gulf State Fairgrounds due to one person being shot. A woman was attending a Yo Gotti concert whenever she was hit in the back with a bullet, and she was taken to the hospital but did not have the life-threatening injuries. And in this investigation at the Bear Fork Road, you had 2 arrests that were made from the shootings and stuff. But at the 4 p.m. on Sunday, mobile police responded to mobile infirmary due to 2 people coming in with the gunshot wounds. And according to the victims, they were traveling near Moffett Road and Bear Fork Road when an unknown person started shooting into their vehicle. The victims were both taken to the hospital in a personal vehicle and did not suffer from life-threatening injuries. Now, police say this is an active investigation that's still going on. And then you got the people at Seminole Street. Now, mobile police officers were called to the 200th block of Seminole Street near Old Government Street. And due to a domestic dispute, the victim and her boyfriend allegedly were involved in a physical altercation, which involved the subject hitting her with his hand and attempting to strangle her. Now, Jason Tackett, 35, was arrested, and at Wagner Street, right before 7:30 p.m. on Sunday, police were called to a university hospital because a man showed up who had been shot, and when police arrived, the victim said he was at the 2100 block of Wagner Street when he hit another vehicle and attempted to leave the scene. As the victim tried to flee the scene, the subject then got out of his vehicle and started shooting into the victim's vehicle. The victim then left the scene and went to the university hospital by a personal vehicle. Now, this is an active investigation that's still ongoing as well, that's tied into the other case and other altercations as well. So, like, this is just crazy. And so, you got the mayor city officials that talk about gun violence in Mobile. And the update on it is 17 shootings this weekend in Mobile, 12 victims, 3 of those victims died. Mobile's mayor is blaming what he calls a broken judicial system for the violence in the city. And now you got the city leaders that say they are currently working on the 142 murder cases awaiting a grand jury and 198 murder cases awaiting trial for a total of 385 untried murder cases. You know, like, what's this all mean? And the mayor says as quickly as they make a arrest, violent offenders are immediately back on the street. One of the things this does is this creates a sense of the justice system has failed, and that is why we see some people taking into their own hands justice, said Mayor Sandy Stimpson, and that's like quoted from him. Now, the mayor says the lack of speedy trials emboldens criminals. The problem is the breakdown of the criminal justice system, and so yes, we can focus on what we can make, what we do to work more closely with the neighborhoods, what can we do to education-wise, and what can, you know, all the support organizations do to try to help in the rehabilitation process. But none of that is going to make any difference if we can't get these violent recidivist offenders off the streets. The longer we wait to do that, the more people are going to get hurt, said Stimpson. Now, Mobile Police Chief Paul Prine says the majority of the shootings are retaliatory, and city officials are pleading with help from the community. Now, Mobile's Public Safety Director, Lawrence Batiste, had a strong message for parents. The responsibility of parenthood is to make sure that you raise your children and you make sure you give them proper guidance. For far too many times we have buried young people in this community because parents have not stepped up and embraced their roles as parents. You know, we need them to step up to the plate and do their part in eradicating this city's violence and crime, said Batista. And so Prime gave an example of, you know, what is happening with the violence from this weekend. He says someone who was dismissed from a murder charge on a technicality in 2016 is now back on the streets of Mobile, wanted for, you know, several violent felony charges. And so Prine says they believe that person, who they're not yet identifying, is responsible for what led to the chain of events, starting with the double homicide. And so, you know, like, what's this all mean? This is like, you know, just big news on the whole shooting of the concert at the Gotti and what's going on in Mobile. But, you know, you guys let me know in the comments. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and we're going to catch you next time on the next video with some juicy news.